Welcome back into another episode of FA's World. And if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below. But let's go ahead and get right into it. We are doing the Raw review episode. We kick things off with none other than Roman Reigns. He cut a promo that was cut off by none other than Paul Heyman and Bronson Reed. Paul Heyman would cut a promo that was followed by Roman Reigns firing back, and then him and Bronson Reed would go back real quick. Roman would eventually drop the mic, go after Bronson Reed, and this would lead to them fighting back and forth, security coming out and trying to break things up. Finally, we get things all broken up. After that, we get a backstage segment with the Judgment Day. We see Dominic Mysterio talking to El Grande Americano, and then we get back to the ring for our first matchup of the evening between Dragon Lee and JD McDonough. Great back and forth matchup where Finn Balor would get kicked out from the ringside area, which led to Dragon Lee ultimately picking up the victory here. And then backstage we get LA Knight, and then after LA Knight's backstage interview, we get another backstage segment with the Judgment Day. Back to the ring, we have Penta versus Kofi Kingston, which in my opinion was match of the night. Great back and forth action between these two guys, but a lot of outside interference led to Kofi Kingston's win. And then backstage, we have Rhea Ripley and Io Sky. You see the Kabuki Warriors in the background watching over what's going on. Io's telling Rhea that she can no longer really help her, but the Kabuki Warriors, mainly Asuka, seem to be taking things the wrong way. And we'll see. We'll hear about more of that later on in the night. Backstage, we see Adam Pearce and Stephanie Valkyr. Uh, Adam Pearce ensures that Stephanie will be getting her title shot eventually. It just will not be at Clash in Paris, unfortunately. Back to the ring, we have Becky Lynch coming out. She cuts a promo that was cut off by Nikki Bella. They go back and forth. Bella ends up snatching the strap off of Becky Lynch and holds it high over her. Becky tries to attack her, but there was counter after counter after counter, led to Becky Lynch eventually leaving the ring. Her title was still in the ring. Nikki Bella held the title high and then threw it at Becky Lynch to end that segment. And we get back to the backstage area where CM Punk cuts a promo. And then back to the ring, we have Rhea Ripley versus Roxanne Perez. The winner of this matchup was, of course, none other than Rhea Ripley. After the matchup, Rhea was attacked by Raquel. Io comes down for the save, and they pose in the ring. After the match backstage, we have Seth Rollins and the Vision, and then backstage we have Rhea and Io Sky. Rhea would eventually walk off, which led to the Kabuki Warriors coming in, and Asuka and Io would go back and forth, yelling at each other. And then back to the ring, we have AJ Styles versus Finn Balor. The winner of this matchup was AJ Styles. Then backstage, we have Jey Uso and Roman Reigns. A great segment between those two. And then we have a video package from Bayley, trying to figure out what's going on with Bayley here. And then backstage, we see Lyra Valkyria and Adam Pearce after that Bayley video talking about that. Lyra walks off. Dominic and the Judgment Day would walk into the picture. They are getting upset about AJ Styles, where Adam Pearce would go ahead and make an Intercontinental Championship match for next week on Monday Night Raw between Dominic Mysterio and AJ Styles. And then backstage, we see Roman Reigns attacking Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed on their way towards the ring. Um, Bronson gets taken away by security, as does Roman Reigns. This leads to LA Knight coming into the picture and attacking Braun Breaker, taking him to the ring area and officially starting this matchup between LA Knight and Braun Breaker. During this matchup, Seth Rollins' music would hit and he would distract LA Knight. This would lead to Braun Breaker eventually spearing him in the outside area, bringing LA Knight back in for the 1-2-3 victory. So the winner of this main event matchup was none other than Braun Breaker. Seth would get into the ring afterwards and attack him, which led to Jey Uso coming out. Jey Uso would get laid out, so we have Jey and LA Knight laid out in the ring. This finally led to CM Punk's music hitting and coming down. Braun Breaker would try and meet him halfway, but CM Punk would take him out, led to CM Punk getting in the ring and attacking Seth Rollins. Braun Breaker would drag Rollins out of the ring. This would lead to CM Punk stepping over LA Knight, helping Jey Uso up. LA Knight gets back up. Him and CM Punk go back and forth. They eventually attack each other, leading to CM Punk pushing LA Knight into Jey Uso by accident. This led to Jey Uso hitting a super kick on not only LA Knight, but CM Punk to end Monday Night Raw, where Jey Uso stood tall in the ring. So Clash in Paris this Sunday. Tap in and find out what goes on, and I'll hit you guys with some previews later on this week for SmackDown beforehand as well. So make sure you hit that subscribe button down below, and just remember, this is Hefe's World, and you're just living in it.